Good going, you guys are.
I guess how much did that weekend that you guys, planned out, prior to the season, how much is that going to benefit you guys? Now going to ACC play, getting some time to rest, heading on the road and, facing Pitt, how is that going to, benefit you?
Yeah, we hope it's going to help. Obviously, nice, relaxing weekend. Certainly, watching those games on Sunday, I was thankful and grateful that we were not playing. We had just come off a stretch, as every team had, of 3 games in 8 days, and that's a lot, right? And I guess one of those was on the road, and so I think we're pretty fresh. I think we're in a good place, right? A couple days of preparation and get on the road, and then face, what's always a very talented and stingy Pitt team for the fourth time in 2 years now.
Tactically, what makes them such a challenge to play?
Yeah, they're really well coached. From a defensive standpoint, they've kind of done variations of the same thing to us the last 3 times we've played. They kind of sit in this 4-2-4 and they clog space, and their back line likes to drop off and not allow a whole lot of space in behind. They kind of have 4 in our face, and so it's hard to sometimes play penetrating balls into midfield. And then they're physical, right? They're physical. They're good in the air. They like pushing around our forwards a little bit, and that they're connected. That's from us attacking them standpoint. And then they have a really talented front five. There are a bunch of good front fives in our league, but theirs is up there with all of them. And a lot of players that have a lot of goals and assists, and you saw some of that on display the other night against Carolina. They won the game. They gave Carolina all they could handle. It was a both teams were really good, but it was a just result. So we got to be ready. They were dangerous against us when they were here a couple weeks ago, and they're going to be dangerous again on Sunday night.
Does postseason play demand any different type of approach, mindset? Do you have to talk to younger players about it, or do you feel like this team's kind of bred to do what they need to do when it gets to this time of year?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I think we still have a number of players who have spent a lot of time in Cary, right, and played a lot of big games in Cary, and that's priceless, right? And we hope that becomes advantageous to us this weekend. And then we have some young kids as well, right? And young kids, for the most part, always follow the old players, right? And when they see that the older players, it's just another game, so to speak, then they have no choice. But they just it's another game, and we're just playing, right? And I remember, and maybe I've mentioned this to you guys before. I remember last year talking to Mark Kirkorian right before the College Cup, and him saying to me, we always saw Wake Med Cary as a home field and a home field advantage. And I think players like Leilani and Beata and Jody Brown and Roque and Flynn, and the list goes on, of kids they played a lot of games there. And I think there's value in it, and especially now there are no North Carolinas in this Final Four of the ACC. So every team, right? Clemson's only a couple hours away, but everybody else is taking a flight in, which is nice.
That physicality aspect that Pitt, we saw it when you guys played them as well, and you saw it again against North Carolina, the grittiness as well. I guess how are you guys looking to go up against it? You guys seen it before as well, so I guess did you learn anything from that game that you're able to use, this game coming up?
Yeah, we definitely learned some stuff, some of which I'm not going to say right now publicly, but we just have to be ready. They give us different looks, right? And we've got to just kind of read where the space is, right? And space is sometimes inside, it's sometimes outside, it's sometimes in front of their line, sometimes behind their line, and we just have to make good decisions and try and find good spaces, and so we can make good choices and execute well in the front half, and particularly in the final third.
How's Jordan feeling?
Pretty good. Obviously, weekend off, and so yesterday was our first day back on the field, and she was out and she trained. First day out. So how much of that was, her just kind of testing out stuff? She's still, a little bit sore, but we're going to be very intelligent, very smart, very safe with her, protect her, and we'll see how she does the next couple of days and make the right choice.
This being the postseason, stuff like that, you guys being the top seed in the ACC tournament, at the same time, I guess how hyper aware you guys that you know, any team really can win. Any team's gonna, you know, it could be a tight game. I guess how prepared are you guys for, you know, a situation like that?
Oh, I mean, there are 4 teams going to carry this weekend that can win the ACC tournament. Simple as that. 4 good teams, right? So we don't focus on that. We don't focus on anything other than the things we need to do to take care of Pitt, right? And you know, the stuff I'm talking about before in terms of, you know, trying to break down their block of 4-2-4 or 4-4-2, whatever it's going to be, and then how are we going to stop them, right? They lead the nation in corner kicks created, 9 per game, and they got 9 against Carolina the other day. They're very dangerous. Their wingers are really dangerous. Fury in the central area, Abby Oden, right, Shapansky, a lot of really good players. So we got to figure out how we can stop them. We can't worry about, you know, how many teams can win this tournament, right? All that matters is the process to getting a result.
You mentioned they lead the nation in corner kicks created too. I guess at the same time in your situation, how does it help that you have a weapon like Taylor as well to, you know, set up those situations for you guys too?
Yeah, and I don't know our exact numbers right now, but I was thinking about this actually earlier today, that we obviously got the tying goal against Pitt off a corner kick, and then I think we scored 2 off of 2 corners against NC State last week, plus a free kick, right? So I think Taylor's feeling really good and confident right now about her service. She obviously has a lot to live up to in terms of Jenna, and there's a lot of talk about Jenna. But Jenna had 16 assists last year, and I think I've seen or heard recently that Taylor has like 11, and we've only played 15 games. That's pretty darn good, right? So, and then I think Flynn, you know, becoming a real target and a danger player for us on the end of those, and Leilani's good in there, and Gilchrist is good in there, and you know, Ekagini's got a goal or 2 on set pieces. So we think we can be a handful of our own on those in those situations.